Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I will be sharing with you on how to solve systems of equations or simultaneous equations using the elimination method. But before we continue, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel, like the video, share the link with your friends, and also send your comments. Thank you very much. All right, we can continue. Yeah, as you can see, we have three questions we'll be looking at. The first one is 2x plus 3x equal 5. 5x minus 2y is equal negative 16. And second question, 3x minus 2y equals 7. 4x plus y equal 13. And the final question is 5x plus 3y equal 23. 2x plus 4y equal 12. Now, let's quickly take the first question. All right, so now we have the first question. The first responsibility is to label this equation. Say this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Next is to look at the coefficient of the variables. The coefficient of x in equation 1 is 2. The coefficient of x in equation 2 is 5. They are different. So we are going to try and make them to be equal. Or if we are considering the coefficient of y in equation 1 is 3, and the coefficient of x in equation 2 is 2. So we can also decide to make them equal. But in this question, we are considering making the coefficient of x to be equal. Now, the coefficient of x in equation 1 and the coefficient of x in equation 2 they are both 2 and 5. So now think of the multiple, the common multiple of 2 and 5. The common multiple of 2 and 5 is 10. So now, what number will you, what number, or 2 times what number can give us 10? 5. So use the 5 to multiply the whole of equation 1. All right. So also, since the common multiple of 2 and 5 is 10, 5 times what will give us 10? 5 times 2 is 10. So multiply the whole of equation 2 by 2. I hope that is clear. So now let's go on with multiplying the whole of equation 1 by 5. So if we multiply the whole of equation 1 by 5, we're going to have 5 times 2x. That's going to give us 10x. And 5 times 3y is going to give us 15y. Equal 5 times 5 is 25. So we have 25 over here. Now let's multiply the whole of equation 2 by 2. So 2 times 5x, that is 10x. And 2 times negative 2y, that is negative 4y. Equal 2 times negative 16, that is negative 32. So we can also label this equation as equation 3 and equation 4. So at this point, we are going to decide the kind of sign that should be placed here such that when applied, we should have 0 at this point. At this point, we should have 0. At this point, we should have 0. So if we place a negative sign here, 10x minus 10x, that's going to give us 0. So it means a negative sign is valid. Good. So now, we can just leave the negative sign over here, because if we apply negative sign, it's going to give us 0. So 10x minus 10x, this will cancel out. So we can now draw a line over here, and plus 15y minus minus 4y. Now take note of this. This sign belongs to this 15y, and this negative sign here also belongs to this. So plus 15y minus negative 4y. That is going to give us 19y, because this negative sign, we multiply this negative sign, automatically change it to zero, to positive. All right, negative times negative is positive. So when we do plus 15y minus negative 4y, that's going to give us 19y. Next is to do 25. This is 25. 25 minus, refer to this negative sign here, minus negative 32. 25 minus negative 32. That, of course, is going to give us 57. All right. So now, at this point, we can divide both sides by 19. Divide both sides by 19. So 19 is going to cancel out 19 from here. So 57 divided by 19. 19 divided by 19 is 1. And 57 divided by 19 is 3. Therefore, y is equal 3. We have found the value of y. Next is to find the value of x. So we are going to substitute this value into any of the 4 equations. We have 4 equations here: equation 1, equation 2, equation 3, and equation 4. So any of them, we can substitute this value of y into any of them and find the value of x. So now let's substitute this value into equation 1. So now equation 1 is 2x plus 3y equal 5. 2x plus 3y, 2x plus 3y equal 5. So now remember that y is equals to 3, and we also have y here. So let's just put this y in parentheses, because we are going to take this value and substitute the value of y into this parentheses. So now this will become 2x plus 3, and then place in the value of x of y, which is 3, into the parentheses, and this becomes equal 5. All right, so 2x plus 3 times 3 is 9, plus 9 is equal 5. So now we are going to isolate 2x, and to achieve that, we are going to subtract 9 from both sides. Subtract 9 from both sides. So plus 9 minus 9, we cancel out, and we are left with just 2x on the left side, and this will be equal 5 minus 9. That will give us negative 4. So now divide both sides by 2. Divide both sides by 2, and 2 is going to cancel out 2. Now 2 divided by 2 is 1, and negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Therefore, x is equal negative 2. So the solution to this question are x equal negative 2 and y equal 3. I hope it makes some sense. So now let's take the second question. question number 2. So now we have equation 2. So first is to label them, equation 1 and equation 2. Next is to look at the coefficient of x and y in both equations. The coefficient of x in equation 1 is 3, while the coefficient of x in equation 2 is 4. Also, the coefficient of y in equation 1 is 2, and the coefficient of y in equation 2 is 1. So, if we are trying to make the coefficient to be equal on both equations, I think the coefficient of y will be easier to be made equal. So now, this is 2. We can simply make equation the coefficient of y in equation 2 2 by just multiplying by 2. So let's multiply equation 1 by 1 and equation 2 by 2. So if we multiply equation 1 by 1, we will have exactly the same value that is presently there. So 3x times 1 is 3x, and then 2y times 1 is 2y, and 7 times 1 is 7. Now equation 2, let's multiply equation 2 by 2. So that's going to give us 4x times 2, it's going to give us 8x. And then 1y times 2, that's going to give us 2y. And then 13 times 2 is 26. So we can label this as equation 3 and label this as equation 4. So now we have the coefficient of y to be 2 on both equation 3 and equation 4. But consider the sign of 2 in equation 3 and the sign of 2 in equation 4. So what sign are we going to place at this point such that both of them will be 0? If we place a negative sign here, negative 2y, negative plus 2y, that's going to give us negative 4y. So negative is not valid at this point. So let's change it to positive. Let's make it plus. Let's say plus sign here. Minus 2y plus 2y. That's going to give us 0. So at this point, we can just strike them out or eliminate them. So now you can draw a bar here. So 3x plus 8x, that's going to give us 11x. And 7 plus, always refer to this sign, plus 26, that is going to give us 33. So now we can divide both sides by 11. Divide both sides by 11. So if you do that, 11 is going to cancel out 11 from here. 11 divided by 11 is 1. 33 divided by 11 is 3. Therefore, x is equal 3. We have found the value of x to be 3. Now, we are going to substitute this value into any of the equations. We have equation 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to substitute the value of x into these equations, any of them, and find the value of y. So now let's consider substituting the value of x into equation 1. So we have equation 1 to be 3x minus 2y equals 7. 3x minus 2y equal 7. So this is x. We are going to take this value and replace x with it. So now that's going to give us 3 parentheses, put in the value, minus 2y equal 7. So 3 times 3 is 9. So we have 9 minus 2y equal 7. So now we are going to subtract 9 from both sides. Subtract 9 from both sides. So 9 minus 9 is 0, so that will just cancel out from here. And now we are left with just negative 2y on the left side, and that is equal. 7 minus 9 is negative 2. Negative 2. So now we can divide both sides by negative 2. Negative 2. So negative 2, you're going to cancel out negative 2 from here. And then negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. And negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. And 1 over 1 is 1. Therefore, y is equal 1. That means the solution to this question are x is equal 3 and y is equal 1. Final answer. I hope this is clear to you. All right, now let's take the final question. Question number 3. All right, now we have question, excuse me, we have question 3. So let's label it. This is equation 1, equation 2. So now let's also look at the coefficient of both x and y in equation 1 and equation 2 and choose the one that is more convenient for us. So over here we have 5 as the coefficient of x in equation 1, and this is 2, the coefficient of x in equation 2. Here is 3, the coefficient of y in equation 1, and this is 4, the coefficient of y in equation 2. So I want us to try and make the coefficient of x, okay, to be equal on both equation 1 and 2. All right, so you can see that we have 5 and 2, and you know the common multiple of 5 and 2 is 10. So it means that we are going to multiply the whole of equation 1 by the number that can multiply 5 to give us 10. And you know, 2 times 5 is 10. So let's multiply the whole of equation 1 by 2. And then 2 times 5 is 10. In equation 2, 2 times 5 is 10. So let's multiply the whole of equation 2 by 5. So now, 2 times 5, 2 times 5x is 10x. 2 times 3y is 6y. And 2 times 13 is 26. So we have 26 here. We can label this as equation 3. Next is to multiply the whole of equation 2 by 5. 5 times 2x is 10x. 5 times 4y is 20x, is 20y rather, 20y. And 5 times 12 is 60. So we can label this as equation 4. So at this point, we already have 10x in equation 3 and 10x in equation 4. So what sign should we place over here such that when applied can give us 0 here? That's simply negative. So we are going to place a negative sign here. So we have a minus sign. So 10x minus 10x, that of course will give us 0. So let's just track it from here. So at this point, we need to draw a bar over here. So 6x minus 20y. That's going to give us negative 14y equal 26 minus, always refer to this negative sign here, minus 60. 26 minus 60. That is going to give us 26 minus 60. We have 4. And then, is that 34? 34. Okay. All right. Sorry, I need to make a correction. This ought to be 23 and not 13. 23. So 23. So 2 times 23, that's going to give us 46. Yeah, 46. So 46 minus 60, that's going to give us negative 14 as well. All right. So at this point, we can divide both sides by minus 14. Divide both sides by negative 14. So negative 14 is going to cancel out this. And negative 14 divided by negative 14 is 1. This divided by this is 1. So y is equal, 1 over 1 is 1. Y is equals to 1. So now we have found the value of y to be 1. So we are going to substitute this value into any of those 4 equations and find the value of x. So now let's substitute this value into equation 1. So we have 5x plus 3y equal 23 in equation 1. So let's quickly substitute this value of y into this equation. So 5x plus 3y is equal 23. So take note, this is y over here. We are going to substitute this value into that position. So this will become 5x plus 3 is equal 23. So now this will become 5x. So 3 times 1 is 3. So this will give you 3 is equal 23. So now we are going to subtract 3 from both sides to isolate 5x. So this is going to cancel out. Plus 3 minus 3 is 0. So now we are left with 5x. This is equals to 23 minus 3 is 20. So this is 20. So now divide both sides by 5. Both sides by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. And 20 divided by 5 is 4. Therefore, x is equals to 4. So that means the solution to this question are x is equals to 4 and y is equals to 1. So this is the final answer. I hope it is clear to you. Alright, so if you find this video useful, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like the video, share the link with your friends, and also send your comments. Thank you very much. I'll be looking forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye-bye.